right. We'd like to say welcome to one and all. Welcome to another Mikey Live program. I am your host, Mikey Hutchinson. Well, you could call me Mike today. The Y is missing. I'm burnt. Yeah. So, here's what. We have a lot to tell you about. There's things happening in Grenada, Trinidad and Tobago, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, St. Lucia, Dominica, the United States. So many things to tell you about, man. And so little time. We're going to try to stick it within a half an hour segment for you tonight. All right, as usual, the usual suspects, we want to say hello to you. Those of you who never miss a program, we have to say hello to you. What happened to all the last night? Well, it was. Anyway, we are ready for you. And of course, we have a few things to tell you about tonight, all right? In our headlines for tonight, we see that Grenada COVID-19 dashboard. We have an update on that for you. As well, Grenadian government, they are providing $1 million in support of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We'll talk about that. Mont, 2 man charged for 18 offenses and a couple on drug and firearm charges. And sex crimes against minors continue at alarming rates in 2021. Former teacher's death is ruled an accident. We're going to talk about that and more when we return on tonight's Mikey Live program. We gotta let you know the headlines was brought to you through the kind compliments of the Real Value IGA Supermarket, the Communal Cooperative Credit Union, Coach Grenada Limited, Digicel Nawasa. We've also got the Ministry of Health on board. We want to say thank you for being on board as well. And of course, all our other sponsors, we'd like to say thank you for being on board with us. We'll take a first break, and when we come back, it could be real news in Ololililo. If you have not yet done so, we'd like to encourage you to please go ahead and share the business. Folks, Grenadians all, we will be right back.
The Small Business Development Fund is committed to providing support for your small business in these challenging times. We've upgraded our loan resources to ensure that your small business continues to thrive. Get business loans up to $40,000 with an unsecured limit of $10,000. Small businesses in agriculture, tourism, fisheries, and agro-processing will receive our unbeatable reduced interest rate of 3%. Get financial assistance for your small business today. Contact us at 459-0773 or via email at info.sbdf@gmail.com. The Small Business Development Fund, a program from the Government of Grenada supporting small business development.
Running low on groceries? Why not visit realvalueiga.com and experience our new online shopping platform? Place your order, then go out and enjoy your day to spend more time with friends and family. Free delivery available within select locations or in-store pickup available. Sounds simple, right? It is. Stress less, live more with Real Value IGA online store, where good food begins.
We support you at every stage of your life.
For business,
for your education,
for your financial freedom,
for that new ride.
Upgrade your life with the Communal. Contact us today.
How going on, boy?
Hey, good old things.
Hey, easy.
Yeah.
Boy, in line, boy. Your house looking a real good day.
Boy, it's thanks to the hard-working and professional staff at the Housing Authority of Grenada. They handled me real nice. They did my plan, they did the construction, and I didn't even have to worry about a thing. They were there with me every step of the way, supervising the job, asking me about my concerns, giving me feedback as the house took shape. They were there from start to finish, and even put the keys in the palm of my hand. I give them an A++ for customer service.
Oh, it's people from housing bad, boy.
Boy, not bad. Excellent. If you're thinking about constructing your home, why not consult the Housing Authority of Grenada? You could visit them right down in the Sandino complex or give them a call 440-1015 or 440-1016 or check out their website hag473.com. They go handle you. They go jog your blocks, they go draw your plan, they go tote your materials. Hey man, where you going? The Housing Authority of Grenada is your choice for affordable housing and a stress-free construction experience.
Diamond Intercontinental Jewelry Store now has amazing deals, special discounted prices on wedding sets, watches and selected jewelry. We sell top brand jewelry and watches like Citizen at the best price. We offer the best deals and customer service on the island. Opening hours Mondays to Saturdays 9:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Diamond Intercontinental Jewelry Store, located at the Esplanade Mall, St. George's, Grenada. Visit or call us today for 14-3114-232-1234 or WhatsApp 533-1581. Sale is on for a limited time only.
Feel good facts.
Avoid the most common causes of spreading the flu. Cover your coughs and sneezes with a tissue, dispose of it straight away, and either wash your hands or use an alcohol-based hand sanitizer.
Are you prepared for the hurricane season? Do you have a plan? Remember, water is essential in any emergency plan. Determine your family's water needs. Ensure your storage containers are food grade and store at minimum 35 gallons of water per person per day for at least 1 week. Understand that your planning may be different this year because of the need to protect yourself and others from COVID-19. Take the necessary actions to ensure that your household has an adequate stored water supply should there be an interruption. Be prepared. NAWASA, committed to meeting customers' needs.
All right, so we are committed to meeting customers' needs. They say that's NAWASA. And of course, we always like to tell you good little information that we have before we start. There's a job opportunity out there that I want you to know about, all right? It's for a driver, and that is the person who will be hired will need to have a valid D-class driver's license, all right, folks? And you must be experienced with handling goods, all right? Defensive driving certificate will be an asset, at least 3 years experience driving light goods truck and good communication skills, and you must also be self-motivated. You can email hr@onthespotgd.com on or before April 23rd, 2021. Only applicants selected for interview will receive acknowledgement. All right, so send your emails to hr@onthespotgd.com on or before April 23rd, 2021. Now we have an update for you as it relates to the COVID-19 dashboard. All right, in the latest update, Grenada has an extra confirmed positive case. All right, now the COVID-19 dashboard as of April 14 shows 3 active COVID-19 cases on the island. All right, on record is 159 confirmed cases of COVID-19 since the first case was identified March 22nd of last year. Now, of that total number of confirmed cases, 81 are said to have been imported. Now, there's been 155 total recoveries to date, and there's been 1 death. Currently, there are 231 individuals in quarantine facilities, and the Ministry of Health says to date some 25,911 rapid or PCR tests have been conducted, and that's on the basis of its vaccination program. Some 11,199 individuals have been receiving their first dose or have received their first dose of the AstraZeneca vaccine, while 67 has received their second dose. All right. Also, we have other information for you. The Grenada government boy, they say that they'll provide a $1 million donation in support for the government and the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, now battling with the worst created, the woes created by the eruption of the La Soufrière volcano. It's one of the worst disasters they've had to deal with in many, 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 many years. Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves, on one of his radio programs, expressed how grateful he was for all support coming out from all the Caribbean islands. Here at home, Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell, he confirmed that Grenada is going to continue to support the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines in whatever way that they could. Prime Minister says that his cabinet colleagues unanimously supported the proposal to help the neighboring country despite the fiscal challenges Grenada now faces. Grenada initially pledged to accept hundreds of Vincentian evacuees. However, at an OECS Authority emergency meeting this week, Vincentian Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves advised of a general reluctance among Vincentians to relocate to other countries. It is against this backdrop, countries have now started looking at alternative means of providing support for the government and the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Speaking of which, the Immigration Department hereby, they say that they've been out trying their best to seek some assistance for the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Okay, good day. ASP Leroy Joseph, Head of Immigration, Grenada. The Immigration and Passport Department solicited support from the business community in order to aid the Immigration Department in a time of need now. We all know that in St. Vincent, due to the volcanic activity, there is a scarcity of foodstuff, water. And today we are here, we do collect the foodstuff to send over to St. Vincent to help our colleagues, brothers and sisters. You may recall in 2004, when we were in need of, of shelter, water, foodstuff, and St. Vincent, Dominica, and the OECS member state reached out to us. And today we are returning that favor, and we are happy as a department. We are proud that we can solicit foodstuff and send to our brothers and sisters. It could be Friday or Saturday in order for them to maintain a good standard of living over there, because we know there is a scarcity of food, and we thank our supporters, our corporate citizens who send over to us at the department so we can advance the cause in that of in St. Vincent to the brothers and sisters over there.
Boss man, send me a number. Let me see if we could work together to get you some support just the same, you know what I mean? Because one hand can't clap, you know what I mean? So send me a number, man. Let me organize something tomorrow. It's already Friday. You want to get it out Friday or Saturday? I'm sure we could be able to get a couple more cases and some more food stuff and so on donated, you know what I mean? Yeah, man. Teamwork makes the dream work. All right? We're moving on. Oh, yeah. We ourselves have sent a shipment, and I think that shipment should be reaching to St. Vincent and the Grenadines maybe in the next few hours. By midnight, the ship would have arrived there, and of course, by tomorrow or so, persons will be able to start, getting the donations that came from so many Grenadians. But we're going to talk more about that tomorrow, God's willing, right, when we have more time. We move over to some information that we received from the Royal Grenada Police Force. Officers attached to the Criminal Investigation Department, South St. George District, arrested and charged a 52-year-old Winston Smith of Mont, St. George on Wednesday, 14th April 2021. Smith was charged with 6 counts of housebreaking and stealing, 5 counts of stealing from a dwelling home, 2 counts of stealing, 3 counts of damage to property, 1 count of possession of housebreaking implements, and 1 count of using a motor vehicle without the consent of the owner. He appeared at the St. George's Magistrates Court on Wednesday, 14th April 2021, and was remanded to Her Majesty's Prison. Smith will reappear in court on April 21st, 2021. All right, and so the next thing that we have to tell you about, boy, a couple has been charged. Now they are on drug and firearm charges. Now, according to police, during a joint operation on Monday, April 12, 2021, by officers of the Rapid Response Unit and Drug Squad at Grove Estate, St. John, one 9mm pistol, a magazine with 4 9mm rounds of ammunition, 379 grams of cannabis, and a quantity of cash were discovered. The occupants of the house, Garth Thomas, 28 years, businessman, and Aldia Lewison, 34 years, room attendant of Grove Estate, St. John, were arrested and charged for the offences of trafficking a controlled drug, possession of a firearm, and possession of ammunition. Thomas and Lewison, they are expected to make their first court appearance on Thursday, 15th April, which was today, in which they did at the Victoria Magistrates Court. They both were granted bail. We are moving on. How are we looking for time? All you. On the matter of sex-related charges, he getting stink and dirty. He getting a real rank in the country. Nasty, nasty man continues to interfere like children. And when we thought last year, we talked so much about sex-related crime against minors, during a pandemic, them men get more devious and nasty. We've had reports of an increase in sex-related crimes, indecent assault and sexual assault against minors under the age of 8. Nasty boy. You know, under the age of 8, what is there to benefit from in an 8-year-old? You tell me. I think that there's a time now, a serious need for us to get our acts together. Even parents, y'all hearing the stories every day, but all still, for whatever reason, leaving all the children with all kind of people. What the data is showing is that many of the young children who have been sexually molested have been molested by people they know, not strangers. An uncle, a cousin, a brother, a father. You understand? A pumpkin vine family. So many of these cases are people you trust with your children. So it's no longer about who you trust. It is no longer people. It should no longer be about who you trust, because that is not a measuring stick for who is likely to trouble your child or not. Every man could be a suspect based on the data, not only in Grenada. When you hear about 14-year-old and 13-year-old people, children who have been molested sexually, have been molested by people they know, in many cases the parents put them in the care of these monsters. But yet, you see, you have people who care freely, who carelessly just let go the child for every and anybody. The statistics is showing, yes, your child might be smart, 15 and very brilliant, but man still touching your child. You cannot untouch a child. You understand? So you go vex. And you might do something after the fact, but you cannot undo what has been done. You understand? It's not how you feel about somebody. It's how someone is. Get that in your head, no dog. How you feel about somebody has nothing to do with how they are. Because it's not how you feel. Listen, I just get real sick. I just get real emotional. When you talk about it, because here's why. When you touch a child, 4-year-old, 5-year-old, 6-year-old girls, that stays with them forever. 10-year-old, 12-year-old, 15-year-old, all 60, they're talking about it still. Cannot be undone. Yet, all your parents making all your head hard. Uncle, go by uncle. You know, I'm going by the child, I'm going here, I'm going there. We got many girls going here, we got many boys going there. And while you're out having a good time, or maybe you might be walking, I don't know, because, you know, some all scenarios are different. You know, while you're out there, man touching your child. And when they come home, they ain't nothing to say, because the man don't tell them if you talk XYZ and XYZ or so. That child have to grow up with that scar forever. Anyway, I don't talk. Make all your head hard still. You understand? increases as ugly as over 60% from 2020 to 2020. What do you matter? Eh? Well, I don't have to take it from me, you know. I don't have to listen to me. Let the police tell all you.
From data collected from the Special Victims Unit for the state of Grenada, for 2021, we had a total of 51 reports as compared to 33 in 2020, an increase of 64.7%. Of that number, our concern and the concern of RGPF is the age group 11 to 16. In 2021, of the 51 reports received, 26 reports were of the age group 11 to 16, as compared to 2020, where there were 33 reports and 16 were from the age group 11 to 16. This is of great concern to us.
Oh, hold on.
No,
hold on. So that's one part, eh? 11 to 16, this is of great concern. But it gets worse. It worse than that. Again, you don't have to listen to me.
A major concern from the data that we collected is accused persons over 50 years of age and victims 8 years and under. We had an accused 59 years, the victim 3 years. We had an accused 51 years, the victim 5 years. An accused 50 years, the victim 6 years. An accused 57 years, the victim 7 years. An accused 55 years, the victim 8 years. This is of great concern to us. We need the members of the community to help us to reduce these incidences. RGPF, and as we continue to work with all our stakeholders, cannot do it alone. We need the community. You must report. Do not stay silent. What you see, you must pass the information to us. This is the only way that we will be able to not stop based on what we've seen, but at least reduce these incidences. We want the parents of these minors to know who you are leaving your children with. Who do you leave them with to be supervised? Because these incidences were persons that were known to the victims. They were not strangers.
Thank you very much. Still talk about my child smart. My child big enough. We ain't say no. You understand? We ain't say no. We not saying no. Maybe that talk here, Papa. I ain't come here for that. Because you all trying to raise my blood pressure tonight. You understand? Eh? So while we there fighting up with COVID, according to the Prime Minister with COVID, you know what I mean? This is what was going on in the background. While man worried about what we going to eat, when supermarket opening, without, you know what I mean? Thing going out and thing. That is what was going on in the background. And that is when people lay home, eh? That's when people lay home. So they're still fighting some kind of way to put on man kind of crime, even when people home, you know. Even when people home. Going like a corner, you know what I mean? And all I had to teach all the children about good touch, bad touch, and about personal space. About personal space. You understand? So when uncle come within that space, arm's length, Not all uncles, don't get me wrong. When that person comes, mommy say nobody should. And then uncle's supposed to say, you're correct. Don't let anyone come within, this distance to you. Especially when you are alone. So uncle, you have to encourage them too. You have to help them out too. You know what I mean? And parents, you need to have that conversation with the children. Do not let the school have that conversation with your children. You start it. Because they come and, Mommy, how come you never say, or Daddy, how come you be the first to tell your child, to give your child information on sex education. Good touch, bad touch. All of that. Don't make them unnecessarily suspicious of uncle and brother and cousin and things like that. And that's not what I'm saying. But you must educate them. Just as you tell them, do not touch a pot because you go burn them, then you have to say to them, if this happens, then that should happen. You understand? If you see this happening, then you should do that. You understand? That is what you need to teach your children. Don't let it be a case where they are faced with a scenario and do not know how to respond because they've never been told about that. So when you see the person come close to you, my child, and they come and sit down by you, You understand? Good. Anyway, let's leave that talk. The Royal Grenada Police Force this week confirmed that a body was found on Saturday, 10th April 2021 at Diamond in St. Mark. The body was later identified as Jimmy Fraser, a 42-year-old curriculum officer of Mont St. Patrick. He's a former teacher of the St. Mark Secondary School. The police did as well say that they were awaiting the results of an autopsy to determine the actual cause of death. That autopsy was done, and it was determined that his death was an accident.
But we did indicate that we did discover the body of Mr. Jimmy Fraser, and that a postmortem was conducted yesterday. The finding of the body was immediately led by an investigation from the Criminal Investigations Department. Some extensive work have been done, and a number of statements have been collected, and a number of persons were spoken to. The result of the autopsy seems to indicate that the death was as a result of an accident, and as such, we do not have an ongoing murder investigation. And so we do wish to conclude at this point by saying that based on the autopsy result that we have received, it's indicative of the fact that what has happened to Mr. Fraser would have been an accident.
Thank you. All right, thank you very much, sir, for that. All right, so that's the theory that they are working right now. What else do I have to tell you about? I'm running out of time, so there are a few things that I will like to skip for now and get straight into this, which I think would be my final story before I go into the national report on the weather. Now, today, Thursday, April 15th, 2021, the St. George's University announced that all students in the School of Medicine, Veterinary Medicine, Arts and Science, and Graduate Studies will be welcomed back to in-person learning on the campus in Grenada for the August 2021 term. The leadership of the SGU considered all aspects of a safe return, placing the health and safety of students, faculty and staff on campus and that of the Grenada community as a priority. Now, as part of the plan for a safe return to the campus life, COVID-19 vaccinations will be required for all students, faculty, staff, and administrators, vendors, and visitors on campus. Many universities around the world are requiring COVID-19 vaccination as part of their return strategies for the fall term. While it is an expectation that all studies and students will eventually return to campus, the university also recognizes that the situation regarding the pandemic, travel, and vaccination delivery is evolving. All right, now we have posted an entire thing on that on our website, so you got to check it out. And on that topic, I don't know how we're doing it because the Prime Minister continues to underscore that it will not be mandatory. So what supports businesses and institutions refusing employment to persons who chooses not to be vaccinated? I don't understand it. So I need to get a clearer understanding, because it's like saying if you don't get vaccinated, you will not be, well, you could lose your job. So what supports that? because there must be some sort of law that will protect the business places from being sued for wrongful dismissal. Because one can argue, because it's in the Constitution as well, that you can withhold your labor because of health concerns. And if the Constitution, which is the supreme law of the land, protects any citizen from any arbitrary penalties and so on, because they have made a decision as a result of them protecting their health, then I don't understand what is an organization going to be relying on to support them when they choose to penalize someone who chooses. Because I could simply say, okay, the records show that X vaccine is likely to have this consequence. And because of that consequence, I am concerned for my health, because all of these vaccines have some sort of consequence, a possible consequence. So one can argue that for my own health, for health reasons, I choose not to take this vaccine until I am guaranteed that this is not going to get me sick. So if you ask the question, can this make me sick? The answer is going to be yes, it is likely to make you sick. So then, because of that, I am choosing not to be vaccinated. Then the business cannot, based on my understanding of the Constitution, cannot say to you, then I'm sorry, but I'll have to let you go. I just don't see it. And I was asked the question, Mikey, are you an anti-vaxxer? No, I just like to be practical. I just like to make sure that when we do things, we do it the right way. I just don't see how businesses and institutions can legally penalize individuals who chooses not to be vaccinated. It's almost like the similar case with where the bakery chose to not make the cake for the gay couple, and that was big thing on the headlines, and they end up in court and so on. The fact that it ended up in court alone should tell you. You understand? There are some decisions you just cannot take, just arbitrarily take certain decisions because you choose as an institution to do this. And I think although the bakery might have won the case, I think, but still the fact that it went so far tells you that it's not that easy to refuse, even because there are businesses who are also choosing to refuse service. Refuse service to people who are not vaccinated. And I'm saying, you will have to be well protected. You'll have to find some way in the law that supports that kind of thing. Otherwise, you could get yourself in trouble. Well, let's see. That is just my understanding of it. And I could be wrong because I'm not no lawyer. You understand? Boy, anyway, this whole thing, I'm just saying, man, I don't know, man. This whole thing is just, wow. This whole thing is just a wow. It's we got to get back to normalcy. And if vaccination is a plan, then it is what it is. But we just have to do it right. We just have to do it right. That's all I'm saying. But anyway, lately that dog there. How you looking for time? Oh yeah, boy, time running out. So let me take a break and think, and we'll come back in a bit. Alright, hold on, we're coming back.
The Small Business Development Fund is committed to providing support for your small business in these challenging times. We've upgraded our loan resources to ensure that your small business continues to thrive. Get business loans up to $40,000 with an unsecured limit of $10,000. Small businesses in agriculture, tourism, fisheries, and agro-processing will receive our unbeatable reduced interest rate of 3%. Get financial assistance for your small business today. Contact us at 459-0773 or via email at info.sbdf@gmail.com. The Small Business Development Fund, a program from the Government of Grenada supporting small business development.
Running low on groceries? Why not visit realvalueiga.com and experience our new online shopping platform? Place your order, then go out and enjoy your day to spend more time with friends and family. Free delivery available within select locations or in-store pickup available. Sounds simple, right? It is. Stress less, live more with Real Value IGA online store, where good food begins.
We support you at every stage of your life.
For business.
For your education.
For your financial freedom.
For that new ride.
Upgrade your life with the Communal. Contact us today.
A message by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
You want a hand sanitizer to do 3 things: kill germs, be gentle, and to go where you go. You can get all of that in our hand sanitizer. Hard on germs, gentle on hands, affordable. Remember, hand sanitizers contain alcohol. Keep away from heat and flames and avoid contact with eyes. Available at retailers island-wide.
A message by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
How going on, boy?
Hey, good old things.
Hey, easy.
Yeah.
Boy, in line, boy. Your house looking a real good day.
Boy, it's thanks to the hard-working and professional staff at the Housing Authority of Grenada. They handled me real nice. They did my plan, they did the construction, and I didn't even have to worry about a thing. They were there with me every step of the way, supervising the job, asking me about my concerns, giving me feedback as the house took shape. They were there from start to finish, and even put the keys in the palm of my hand. I give them an A++ for customer service.
Oh, it's people from housing bad, boy.
Boy, not bad. Excellent. If you're thinking about constructing your home, why not consult the Housing Authority of Grenada? You could visit them right down in the Sandino complex, or give them a call, 440-1015 or 440-1016. Or check out their website, hag473.com. They go handle you. They go jog your blocks, they go draw your plan, they go tote your materials. Hey man, where you going? The Housing Authority of Grenada is your choice for affordable housing and a stress-free construction experience.
Diamond Intercontinental Jewelry Store now has amazing deals, special discounted prices on wedding sets, watches, and selected jewelry. We sell top brand jewelry and watches like Citizen at the best price. We offer the best deals and customer service on the island. Opening hours Mondays to Saturdays, 9:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Diamond Intercontinental Jewelry Store, located at the Esplanade Mall, St. George's, Grenada. Visit or call us today for 14-3114-232-1234 or WhatsApp 533-1581. Sale is on for a limited time only.
Feel good facts.
Avoid the most common causes of spreading the flu. Cover your coughs and sneezes with a tissue, dispose of it straight away, and either wash your hands or use an alcohol-based hand sanitizer.
Are you prepared for the hurricane season? Do you have a plan? Remember, water is essential in any emergency plan. Determine your family's water needs. Ensure your storage containers are food grade and store at minimum 35 gallons of water per person per day for at least 1 week. Understand that your planning may be different this year because of the need to protect yourself and others from COVID-19. Take the necessary actions to ensure that your household has an adequate stored water supply should there be an interruption. Be prepared. Nawasa, committed to meeting customers' needs.
Anywhere at any time and have it delivered to you right here in Grenada at yogo.gd.
ECCB governor says the COVID-19 pandemic has wiped out the last few years of progress made in the ECCU. Details to this story and more in the national report. With the details to the news for Thursday, April 15, 2021, I am Chrisanne Mitchell. The governor of the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, Dr. Timothy Antoine, says the COVID-19 pandemic has wiped out the last few years of progress made by the Eastern Caribbean Currency Union with respect to debt to GDP ratio. Addressing the closing ceremony of the 5th Growth and Resilience Dialogue on Thursday, Dr. Antoine said ECCU economies declined and there was a dramatic increase in debt levels. However, he says they cannot be daunted and need to push ahead.
Over the past year, the Eastern Caribbean Currency Union economies have had to grapple with the pandemic of a century. That has occasioned a major growth shock. Last year, our currency union declined by about 15%. And we saw a dramatic increase in our debt levels. In fact, as we speak, our currency union has increased debt of about 1 billion EC dollars and counting. And so that at the end of 2019, the debt to GDP ratio in the currency union was around 6 to 7.2%. Today, unfortunately, as a result of this pandemic, that ratio is now almost 86%, 85.7% to be precise. So what you see here is that in the space of a in the space of a pandemic, we have literally wiped out, the pandemic has wiped out all of our progress of the last, say, 7 years in respect of a debt to GDP ratio. Because back in 2012, we were around 85, 86%. We find ourselves right back there, one year after the pandemic.
The 5th Growth and Resilience Dialogue was held under the theme Building Resilience in the Post-Pandemic Era. It focused on digital skills and jobs, as well as food and nutrition security. The government of Grenada has issued guidance for the processing of persons entering the country from St. Vincent and the Grenadines in the wake of the ongoing volcanic activity on the mainland. While Vincentians have been reluctant to evacuate their home country in recent days, the government of Grenada has received several requests on behalf of tourists in St. Vincent wanting to transit through Grenada. Government has been facilitating some of these requests on the condition that they meet specific guidelines requiring incoming persons to have a negative PCR test within 72 hours of arrival in Grenada, along with appropriate travel documentation. Some persons have attempted to gain entry without presenting the requisite PCR test results, and such requests have not been approved. Government therefore advises marine stakeholders, agents, and all other involved in the process of the necessary steps to ensure the efficient processing and transfer of persons. The first step is a formal request to the Government of Grenada for permission to enter the country, which should be submitted via the National Disaster Management Agency, the coordinating agency. The contact email is info@nadma.gd. Ideally, this request should be submitted at least 3 days in advance of the proposed travel date. The request should include the number of passengers, the identification documents of each passenger, estimated time of arrival, the final destination of the passengers, proof of a negative PCR test taking up to 72 hours before embarkation and confirmation of immediate onward travel or accommodation in Grenada where applicable. On arrival in Grenada, a rapid antigen test will be administered to all passengers. Persons remaining in Grenada will be required to quarantine in keeping with Grenada's entry protocols. In addition to notifying NADMA, marine vessel operators must also contact the Ministry of Health to provide the Maritime Declaration of Health and adhere to the testing requirements. They are also required to make contact with customs and immigration authorities in keeping with industry norms. The full list of entry requirements will be publicized through Government Information Service and NADMA. For persons who will transit through Grenada by air from any of the Grenadine Islands where the airport is still operational, the standard entry protocols must be followed. St. George's University has announced that all students in the schools of medicine, veterinary medicine, arts and sciences, and graduate studies will be welcomed back to in-person learning on campus in Grenada for the August 2021 term. SGU issued a statement on Thursday which said its leadership considered all the aspects of a safe return, placing the health and safety of all students, faculty, and staff on campus, and that of the Grenada community as a priority. As part of its plan for a safe return to campus life, COVID-19 vaccinations will be required for all students, faculty, staff, and administrators, vendors, and visitors on campus. The statement adds that while the goal is to return all students to in-person learning as quickly as possible, it will be reasonable in its consideration of exceptions to in-person education and use of online education for the August 2021 term. An option to continue online learning will be made available for students who have a lack of access to vaccinations in their country, challenges with travel visas, passports, and flights from some countries, and other situations that may require students to remain online for the August term. This is the National Report. More news after the break.
Are you gonna wear your mask today? You see everywhere you go. There are rules you got to follow, so don't you say COVID-19 will delay. Take the opportunity to save your community. Don't be that guy, put a mask on your face if you're heading outside. It's your life, my life, more lives will be taken if we don't try. If you feel any symptoms, call the hotline. Stay inside until you feel fine. 6 feet away every day. Keep COVID-19 far from away. Keep Grenada safe. Be COVID-19 smart.
Welcome back. In light of concerns about the possible exposure of nationals to COVID-19 during relief efforts in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, the residents of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique are being encouraged to collaborate with the National Disaster Management Agency to achieve a more coordinated and safer relief effort. Minister with responsibility for disaster management, Senator Winston Garraway, said collaboration will help minimize the health risks for Grenadians while also contributing to a better coordinated and more impactful relief effort. Minister Garraway said the health and safety of nationals is a critical consideration even as humanitarian assistance is provided. He said, and I quote, "Our Vincentian brothers and sisters are facing a compounded crisis with the double impact of the pandemic and the eruption of the La Soufrière volcano. As good neighbors, we are keen to help, and I applaud the overwhelming show of solidarity from individuals, groups, churches, and businesses. However, I must advise caution as we seek to help. We must also be mindful of the existing threat of COVID-19. Therefore, the recommendation is that the entire relief effort be coordinated through NADMA so that we can ensure all safety protocols are followed and we do not run the risk of exposure to and possible transmission of the coronavirus as we engage in this much-needed humanitarian effort." Unquote. Persons wishing to donate items in both small and large quantities should contact NADMA via the email at info@nadma.gd to coordinate the process of getting relief supplies to St. Vincent in the most efficient way possible while maintaining the necessary COVID-19 protocols. And finally, in the news, the Chinese agricultural mission at Lasaja St. David has once again edified farmers and extension officers on the cultivation of the exotic dragon fruit plant as a means of adding to Grenada's agricultural value. Details in this report by Karima Lewis.
A total of 39 farmers, extension and forage officers were privy to the best way of planting potted dragon fruit by experts at the Chinese demonstration farm on Thursday. Thursday's training was the second of its kind, as the fruit was first introduced to farmers in an initial training in 2019. Senior agricultural officer who facilitated the attendance of the participants, Lauren St. Louis, says that this exotic fruit can add value to Grenada's tourism.
It does have a high value in the tourism and the hotel sector. So this is something that we can learn from and gain from, and our farmers and our country as a whole can be beneficial. It can be beneficial to our country if we put what we learn now into practice and if we spread it around to our farmers. That is why we have not only farmers, but we have extension officers here, so that the information that you learn, that you gain from this, that you won't just have it for yourselves, even for the farmers. If you have it, you can teach other people, show other people how to do it, and then they can, you can have a quite expanded production of this fruit.
One of the farmers, Kendison Thomas of New Hampshire St. George, was excited to be part of the training.
Today the training was excited. I want to learn how to plant dragon fruit, and dragon fruit is an exotic fruit. It helps the body to clean kidney, colon cancers, and a lot more. So I encourage people to do it because dragon fruit is a good fruit, yes. There's a market for it. There's a market for the dragon fruit.
Another farmer, Lola Stenson of Byland St. Andrew, says she's always excited to learn, as she chose to attend the training on Thursday to sharpen the skills that were gathered during the 2019 training.
I learned that it's better to have long ones, because the long ones give fruits earlier. So that I didn't know before. And also that it takes around a year, a little bit more than a year before they start fruiting. So what I have at home, they haven't started fruiting yet, and I don't even see any of the flowering bulbs yet. But today I learned that you can actually take off the top to encourage the plant to start flowering when it has reached the height that it should come up to before, when it goes over and hangs, then you can take the top off.
Stenson, in encouraging the cultivation of the fruit, has plans to pass on the knowledge she acquired. For the Ministry of Agriculture, I am Karima Lewis.
Thank you, Karima. That story has ended the national report for today, Thursday, April 15th, 2021. On behalf of the entire news and production team here at the Government Information Service, I am Chris-Ann Mitchell. Thank you for joining us.
All right, so thank you very much, Chris-Ann, as well. And let us take a look at the weather and see what's happening with the weather for today and tonight. Mostly fair, breezy, and hazy would have been the experience for today, and that's expected to go into tonight. Now, winds northeasterly to east southeasterly at 14 to 24 miles per hour. Tonight's minimum temperature 25 degrees Celsius. Seas are moderate with waves 4 to 6 feet in open waters. And that's your weather report for tonight. Let's check out our phone, see who's there. Michelle. Hey, Michelle, what's happening? So we want to big up Michelle. Thank you for joining us tonight. All right, Michelle. And Ezra and Rolanda and Kieran and Noreen. How are you, Noreen? And Avril, hello to you as well. All right. My mom and as well Lintana, hello to you guys. And we have as well with us Suzette. Hi, Suzette. Condolence to you and your family and the loss of your family member who was buried today. You know, we love you and we appreciate you. Michelle, hello to you as well. And the usual suspects on the program, we would like to say thank you and may God bless you and keep you. All right, Zaka and Shireen and Rachel and Ventress. Hello to you guys. Who else is there? Eunice and Raven. Louisa, thank you for joining us too. All right, who else we see here with us? Everyone, man, thank you for joining us, and we'll touch base tomorrow. God's willing, same time, same place. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, we all say, cha, no, all the best.